Here is our second video in the series Factoring Quadratic Expressions. We already covered the GCF, which is the greatest common factor, and now we are going to factor quadratic equations that have an a of 1 and a c that is greater than 0, which means that c is positive. So if we're going to start with first one, letter A. First we're going to check to see if our a is 1. It is. Is our c positive? It is. So what we're going to do is we notice when we are working these out from foiling or grid method or the vertical method that we notice that we found the c term by multiplying our two numbers and our b term by adding our two numbers. So we know that this is going to be x times x gives me x squared. So I'm going to start with that. Then we have to figure out what two numbers multiply to get 7. So let's start with that. 1 times 7 is the only ones there are. But do those add up to 8? Yes, they do. So I know that this one is a 1 and this is a 7. It can go the other way around, commutative property of multiplication. And we notice that the only way to get positive 7 is to have a positive times a positive or a negative times a negative. But we want a positive 8. So I need a positive 1 and a positive 7. Let's go to letter B. Again, let's check to make sure that A is 1. It is. And our C is positive. It is. So now we have to think about, again, what multiplies to get my C that adds to get my B. So this one might take a little bit. Maybe you have to think through this. Think through, maybe even writing them down if you need to. I know that 1 times 72 gives you 72, but that does not add to get 17. 2 times 36, no. 3 times 24 does not add to get 17. Keep going. I'm going in order. 8 times 9 is 72. 8 plus 9 is 17. So this is the one I want. So I'm going to still start with my x's. It's x times x. And then I'm going to put in my 8 and my 9. It doesn't matter the order. And then I look. The only way to get a positive 72 and a negative 17 is to have them both be negative. Now we're going to check both of these using two of the methods that we learned before. Let's start with FOIL. Notice that it is FOIL, F-O-I-L. We're going to start with the first, F for first. That gives me x times x, which is x squared. Then I'm going to do my outside ones, which will give me a 7x. Next, I do my inside, which gives me a 1x. And last, I do my last 1 times 7. I combine like terms and I get x squared plus 8x plus 7, which checks out with my original problem. Okay, let's use the grid method. Notice that I have brought down my x minus 8 right here and my x minus 9 here, and we're going to do the grid method. We're going to do x times x, that gives me x squared. I multiply by negative 8 times my x times my negative 9, and my negative 9 times negative 8. If I combine like terms there, you'll notice that I will get x squared, which matches. A negative 8x plus a negative 9x is negative 17x, and then I have a plus 72. So that one checks out also. Now it's your turn. Please try these problems. And we're back. Let's see how well you did. I have multiplies to get 24, that adds to get 11. I decided was 8 and 3. And both are going to be negative to force this to be negative 11 and positive 24. Over here, I can do 1 times 40, 2 times 20, and so forth, but maybe this one pops up at you. I have a 4 and a 10, which multiply to get 40 and add to get 14. And notice to get a positive 14, they both have to be positive.